Hey everyone, I'm Critbuff, and today I'm starting off a series that will focus on the Gambit Prime weapons. These weapons may be old news, but I felt this was a good time to re-examine them now that we've had them for nearly an entire season. In some cases, these weapons come with perks you can't find on their pre-season of the Drifter counterparts, and that's reason enough to take another look at them and their particular applications in PvP and PvE. I'm starting this series off with a look at the Outlast, a solar energy rapid-fire frame pulse rifle. First up are its stats. It fires 540 rounds per minute. The Outlast comes with a base range value of 37, the lowest of the three elemental rapid-fire pulse rifles. Its stability is 47, the second best in its class. Its handling speed is 28, tied for last place with Claws of the Wolf from Iron Banner. Its reload speed is also the slowest of the three, at a rating of 32. Lastly, its aim assistance value is 78 and its magazine carries 33 rounds. Both of these last two values are equal to those of the Claws of the Wolf, but fall short of the Horror's Least. For perks, the Outlast comes with all of the standard barrel perks available to other pulse rifles. Of those, I recommend either Arrowhead Brake or Fluted Barrel. Arrowhead Brake offers a significant boost to stability and recoil direction and is a reliable choice all around. Fluted Barrel, on the other hand, directly addresses one of the Outlast's biggest weaknesses by greatly improving the weapon's handling speed. These rapid-fire pulses are surprisingly slow to equip and aim down sights despite being such fast-firing weapons. That characteristic is why Fluted Barrel is such a great perk for these guns. For magazine and ammunition perks, the Outlast can roll with accurized rounds, drop mag, appended mag, tactical mag, extended mag, steady rounds, alloy magazine, and flared magwell. For console players, I'd recommend steady rounds for a bonus of 15 stability at the cost of 5 range. With stability being so important for players on console, steady rounds is the natural choice here. The improvements to stability can mean the difference between landing all of your critical shots and landing only one or two. Gun skill is involved here, of course, but there's no need to make things harder on yourself by neglecting stability. For PC players, I suggest accurized rounds for a bonus of 10 range. The weapon's stability and recoil are much less concerning on PC, so range becomes the most valuable stat in this column. The rapid-fire pulse rifles are all relatively limited in their maximum effective range, and improving upon that stat is critical to helping the weapon win gunfights at longer ranges against other weapons in this space. Having said all of that, I also want to recommend Flared Magwell as a perfectly fine choice in lieu of the two previously mentioned perks. This perk provides a solid boost to the Outlast reload speed, again one of its weaker categories. It may sound like I'm being too harsh on the weapon's limitations, but it's important to understand and to be objective about its strengths and weaknesses if I'm going to provide a reliable review on the Outlast. Moving on to column 3, the Outlast can come with full auto trigger system, Outlaw, Under Pressure, Feeding Frenzy, and Rangefinder. The ideal perk for this column will be different for each player, but I personally think it comes down to either Feeding Frenzy or Rangefinder. Feeding Frenzy offers much faster reloads at nearly Outlaw speeds, but can proc from a body or headshot. If forced to choose between the two, I would go with Feeding Frenzy. This is a very important perk for the Outlast, as its reload speed is the worst of the 3 elemental rapid-fire pulses made available since Forsaken's launch. Rangefinder has its place as well, but after testing one version of the gun with Rangefinder and small bore, I was left unimpressed. The difference from these perks extended the weapon's effective range by a mere 3 meters. Range is important for these rapid-fire pulses, but using an entire perk column up for just 3 meters just doesn't seem worthwhile to me. Outlast has several options for the 4th column. To start things off, we have 2 fan favorites, Rampage and Kill Clip. Next come High Impact Reserves, Demolitionist, and Snapshot Sights. I'll get right to the point and address the 2 heavyweights in the room. As expected, Rampage is a solid choice for PvE. You can build up and sustain stacks of Rampage to effectively kill waves of lower tier enemies before focusing your fire on an elite, major, or boss. Kill Clip remains a decent choice for PvP and truly shines against Guardians with a resilience rating of 8 or more. The Outlast deals 22 damage to the head and 13 to the body for base damage. Kill Clip boosts those numbers up to 29 and 18 respectively. The extra damage from Kill Clip means you'll need fewer critical hits to defeat other players, but you'll still need to fire the same number of bursts each time. Having said that, enemies with 8 or more resilience will survive 3 bursts even if they're all crits. You'll need to fire one last burst to land that final hit and take them down. Kill Clip's damage bonus allows you to do enough damage to kill such durable enemies in 3 bursts, provided you land at least 6 critical shots and 2 body shots. High Impact Reserves and Demolitionist remain lackluster perks in my eyes, but I realize some Guardians like them and can build around them. They're both fine for what they do, but pale to the final option, Snapshot Sights. This perk does wonders to improve the dueling quality of this weapon in the Crucible. For my own personal roll of the Outlast on PC, I would like to see Fluted Barrel, Accurized Rounds, Feeding Frenzy, and Snapshot Sights. These perks would improve upon the weapon's dueling capabilities in nearly every way. Handling and reload speeds as well as range would be in a league of their own for this weapon type. Several people describe the Outlast as an excellent dueling weapon, and that makes sense given its effective ranges and the size of most of the Crucible maps in Destiny 2. It's designed around mid-range encounters and can occasionally do well in closer ranges under the right conditions. If you're set on using Outlast as your primary weapon, then you need to remember to stick to mid-range gunfights. You're not going to outrange someone using a goat figure or even a moderately well-rolled blast furnace, so don't pick that fight. Let's take a look at the curated roll now that we've gone over all the other possible perk combinations for Outlast. This set roll comes with Hammerforged rifling for plus 10 to range. For magazine perks, it comes with a pendant mag for more ammo, and plus 5 to stability, and plus 10 to reload speed. For the third perk column, this roll comes with Zen Moment for extra stability as you deal damage with the weapon. The curated roll is the only version of the weapon that comes with Zen Moment, and I think it's an interesting choice, but doesn't really do anything to balance out the weapon. Lastly, this roll comes with Kill Clip. Of course, there are other perks on armor that you can use to further optimize the Outlast performance. Pulse Rifle Loader, Dexterity, Unflinching Aim, these are all helpful for making the most of the weapon. Particularly useful are the Loader and Dexterity perks since they directly impact the weapon's reload and equip speeds. Unfortunately for the Outlast, there are other very powerful weapons which excel in the same space in the Crucible. The Lunasil and Not Forgotten both dominate this same effective range in PvP. This puts the Outlast in a dangerous position. Hand cannons and pulse rifles are both excellent weapons for peeking, so again, it's tough going for Outlast and any of the other rapid-fire frame pulses. You'll need to adjust your playstyle and loadout accordingly to balance out this weapon's weaknesses. How to do that will be up to each individual player and their situation at the time. If you find yourself on a large map like Equinox with snipers and scouts harassing you, then you'll probably need to stick towards the central room of the map and cover down on its entry points to take pot shots at enemies as they spawn in either A or C. If you're on smaller maps, you'll have to find ways to keep a safe distance from shotgun rushers so you can quickly burst them down as they come around corners into your lanes. For PvE, you can't go wrong with the Feeding Frenzy and Rampage roll. The Outlast isn't something that particularly shines in PvE, but it can do well enough. There's just not much to say about it except that it can perform well in the mid-ranges, but again falls short of other primaries operating in that same space. This is even truer now that the Outbreak Perfected is out in the game and its catalyst is fully unlocked. That concludes my review of the Outlast. I hope you found the information in this video helpful, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts about both this weapon and its archetype in general. What do you most enjoy about the rapid fire frame pulses right now? If you liked the video, then I would ask you to please let me know by clicking the like button and leaving a comment below about this review and how it was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.